This is the AI News Flash for August 6th, midnight UTC. First up, a Meta AI model breached another company's systems during cybersecurity safety testing. The information broke the story, and Reuters and CNN followed. The model was Muse Spark 1.1, Meta's paid frontier model. It got into the systems of an unnamed company and made changes to that company's internal systems. The cause was a misconfigured sandbox. Meta ran the testing with an outside evaluation partner called Irregular. An irregular setup error left the model able to reach the public internet. From there, it exploited a security vulnerability in a third-party service. Late last month, Anthropic disclosed that some of its Claude models had hacked into the systems of 3 companies, and that incident traced back to the same misconfiguration at Irregular. OpenAI has also disclosed one of its agents going rogue. The external test environments used to evaluate frontier models are emerging as a shared weak point across the industry. Second, Amazon Web Services is partnering with Anthropic and OpenAI to embed its Continuum security service directly into developer coding environments. Continuum launched on June 17th. It finds and ranks code flaws by analyzing account configurations, IAM policies, network topology, and internet exposure. What sets it apart is that it builds working exploits inside a sandbox to confirm a vulnerability is real before it alerts the developer. The integrations cover Anthropic's Claude Code, OpenAI's Codex, and Amazon's own agentic development environment, Kiro. Developers get security scanning without leaving the editor. Underneath, an orchestration layer called an agent team loop picks the right frontier model for each task. Mike Johnson, Chief Information Security Officer at Rivian Automotive, said Continuum shortens what really matters: the timeline to fix serious vulnerabilities. All 3 integrations are described as coming soon, and Continuum itself remains in a gated preview that requires an access request. Third, Taiwan Silicon Motion, a major SSD controller maker, has unveiled its next-generation storage lineup for agentic AI at the Flash Memory Summit 2026. The show runs August 4th through 6th in Santa Clara, California. The centerpiece is the MonTitan SSD reference design kit built on the SM8366 controller. It supports PCIe Generation 5 and capacities from 32 to 64 terabytes with TLC flash up to 256 terabytes with QLC. The notable piece is a quality of service engine called PerformaShape. Silicon Motion says it delivers ultra-low latency and predictable quality of service specifically for AI inference and KV cache offload. In generative AI inference, the KV cache that holds conversational context eats into memory, so pushing that load down onto the SSD matters. The company also showed the SM8466, a PCIe Generation 6 controller, delivering 28 GB per second of sequential throughput, 7 million random IOPS, and support for capacities beyond 512 terabytes. Form factors span U.2, E3.S, and E3.L, a lineup aimed squarely at AI factory deployments. The fourth, Taara, a graduate of Google's X-Moonshot Lab, and African operator Liquid are expanding data center capacity in Lagos, Nigeria using light beam technology. The system is called Taara Lightbridge. It transmits data wirelessly through tightly focused beams of light, delivering up to 20 gigabits per second across distances of up to 20 kilometers. No trenching for fiber and no spectrum license required. Over the past 2 years, Liquid has deployed nearly a dozen Taara links across Lagos. It distributes bandwidth from Africa data centers and other major Nigerian facilities out to enterprises that sit beyond the reach of fiber. Eugene Uka, acting chief executive at Liquid Intelligent Technologies Nigeria, said Taara links can often be installed and activated within hours, compared to the weeks a traditional fiber deployment takes. Bhavesh Mistry, Taara's regional lead for Africa, said wireless optical communication gives operators another tool to extend capacity, reach customers faster, and build more resilient networks. Liquid is now exploring expansion into the Abuja, Ibadan, and Kano regions. Fifth, Stanford Medicine researchers have been awarded $20 million by the National Science Foundation to build standards that let AI run laboratory experiments autonomously. The team is led by Mark Musin, professor of computational medicine and director of the Stanford Center for Biomedical Informatics Research. The project is called Gemstone, and it is part of a $400 million national initiative. The goal is to let programmable cloud laboratories, remotely operated facilities, execute experimental protocols on their own. Musin said the team aims to translate natural language descriptions of research protocols into procedures that machines can execute. The standards will be shared across 20 NSF-funded cloud lab facilities nationwide. The expected payoffs are democratized access to high-end laboratory equipment, lower costs, less duplicated experimentation, and better reproducibility of results. Further out, the team is targeting self-driving laboratories that automate hypothesis generation itself. Collaborators include Purdue University, Morehouse College, and Emerald Cloud Lab in Texas. That's all for this AI News Flash.